Well, welcome there everyone. This is my first commentated gameplay of Age of Empires 3 Wars of Liberty. Well, come on, Jesus, really? Oh, never mind. You always have to be concerned when you're in Wars of Liberty that somebody was playing a game before and didn't restart theirs. Causes them to crash for some reason. But anyways, well, this is my first recorded commentary. We're going to be playing some Age of Empires 3 Wars of Liberty. And I will be showing you how to play the Haitian civilization. Wow, those hunts are pretty far off, aren't they? Hopefully I can tower up and defend them. Alright, as I keep playing, I'll sort of explain the ways that I do the Haitians, especially in a 1v1 or a 2 versus 2. So we just start with the standard house right now, scout out the map. This explorer here is very strong, has a very good splash attack, which allows him to hit many different enemies at once. But you still gotta be careful with them because it doesn't really have any ranged attack, preventing sort of the tactics you can use. Yep, that's a pretty good treasure, but I don't have enough support to get it right now, so I'm just gonna keep walking along. On average, with civ like the Latin Americans, Europeans, 14 to 15 bills is sort of the standard of aging up, so that's what I plan on doing right now. I will probably, let's check the civs again, shall we? Oh, we got a Korean, so I might actually go for a German build today. I was thinking at first maybe go Arabs with the Gallegos, but since we got the potential of archer spam, we might indeed need the Diablo cavalry of the German immigrants. So that's what I'm going to be going with. Let me see. Team. That sounds like a good deck to use. 3 Sevites. Well, I guess sort of the edge of having Sevites is, if I do lose one near a tower, I can always revive them with the 20 faith you start out with. Well, I could actually revive up to 2 Sevites with 20 faith, since it's about 10 faith per revival. In case they get raided by, say, cavalry. It's a little bit less of a concern in this match, though, since the Koreans don't really get any sort of raiding cavalry or shock unit until either A, they send some of their righteous fighters from the Wonder, or they go with the Russian consulate and send Cossacks, which takes a bit of time to send a group of those. So I'm just going to be watching out to see what they do and respond accordingly if they attack me at any point. I think I'm going to go up with 16 Sevites just because of the hunt spacing has made it pretty hard to get the food up in time. I'm just going to keep scouting around the peripheries here to see what sorts of threats I can find out. We will be going with the German wave this time because I need a shock unit solution to my youngs, which are the Korean longbowmen. So, yep, I'm gonna put my Sevites forward, maybe herd them in a little bit anyways. Do we have any wood though? I would like to get a little bit, but I don't know, based on this hunt really. I don't want to waste too much food, but at the same time, we might have to pull a little bit back. Yeah, 11 Sevites should be fine, at least for now. We can put up more forward later. So, It was very fortunate that I was able to find a working mic that I could use that is at least an upgrade from the one I did for the tournament week 5 matches. It looks like I got a bit of wiggle room in XP, so I'm just going to send a livestock 10. Oh, so these Koreans are going to be going for the economic wonder. This one ends up training villagers over time, like an Armen town center. It also contains European market technologies for double the price. Well, the first ones anyways. A long time ago, it used to have both of them at the regular price, but the devs figured out that it's probably not a good idea giving Koreans access to 4 market techs for hunting, 4 for mining, and basically like 5 or 6, actually like 7 for wood chopping. Would make them basically undefeated in the early game. So I sent the chicken card. This will spawn chickens for free, giving me a very strong food source into the late game, even as I lose hunts. Well, actually, the first thing I want to do actually is just sort of figure. I'm gonna see if I have any food in the back. I really do not want. You know what? Let's try to defend it. See what I can do. See if I can defend the front line. Because if he goes for any sort of Cossack or anything, I will have to pull back, unfortunately. So I think for my first shipment, post stage 1, I'm just gonna hide out in here for now, and then I'm gonna make a slow retreat back. Let's make a little bit of a slow retreat back, because it looks like he is gonna become a problem. Okay. Good to know. So, luckily, German immigrants get access to 2 immigrant units. The Brummers are not a Landwehren equivalent like the new Landwehren, but the old Landwehr, basically a line infantry with less damage, but 16 range. Those will be able to kite down the spearmen pretty easily. I'm just going to worry about wood right now, making sure I can get a barracks up pretty soon. We're probably going to need machete throws, I would assume, and escopeteros for this situation. So we're definitely going to go for a barracks. Well, actually, we're Haitians, so we really don't get any H2 cavalry options from the stable. So unless you're going for a fast fortress, you're probably not going to want a stable that early. Just saying. Unless you want to look at the icons of the things you can't make. Alright, so we're going to try to kite these spearmen down with the Brummers. Keep them at bay until we get some young Guans, or whatever those longbowmen are called. Basically, I'm going to be safe for the time being. I'm going to go for some assault units, because assault is better against line units like the Dangpa spearmen that he's spamming right now. The other shock unit that the Haitians get access to is the Zinglin. It's more of a raiding unit, but it can also be considered sort of a light hussar or a coyote runner. For those just coming into the new patch, you should know the Machetros are now assault units. They are in the same class as cuirassiers. Yep, and it looks like he's going to be pushing in now, so I'm just going to back up a bit and get better positioning. Then I'm going to push out on him. I might actually go for some Diablos, actually. I might actually do that because, oh, lucky I had Pollo to chicken. This chicken will provide me a bit of a better food source close to my base, even as he takes the front from me. Now my ally here is the Koreans also. He's going to be going for a fast fortress. And he started out with building the Korean Fort Wonder, which lets you train artillery units at it. And I will be basically trying to survive until he does that, and we can come up with sort of a plan of how we're gonna deal with this forward attacking Korean. Alright, so I guess we could put one more on the chicken for now. Might also not hurt to get another livestock pen a little bit earlier, because you get a pretty big build limit of chickens compared to pigs or cows, so may as well maximize that livestock fattening process until we can push forward, maybe get some other food sources. I'm gonna keep up with the machete production. I mean, we could also potentially go for a semi-FF as well. I don't think so though, because Koreans are going to be going full archer. I don't know, I'm going to point this out to my ally, so we can sort of come up with a defensive strategy here. I'm going to put a house up right now. What sorts I don't have any special units cooked up yet from my home city, so I'm just gonna go for some more Brummers, sort of a midway option for now. And I'm gonna put a Brex in the back and start making Escopateros. And while he is stretched out, I'm gonna try pushing onto some of these maybe move Diablos. Alright, so I'm gonna try to meat shield through the spearmen a bit. Try to push them out. The spearmen are the problem, because if I could get past the spearmen, actually, you know what? Let's go for Diablos while we still can. Yep, let's go for Diablos. I'm gonna, you know what? Yeah, we don't need any coins just yet. Right now, I think the key is to go full Escopetero, because he's going to be mostly going archers and spearmen, and the Escopetero can sort of deal with both. Oh, we got another army deal too. Looks like they went full army, and they're sort of on my tail. Yep. It's never good when they're both attacking you at the same time. Makes you have to think a little bit harder about how you're going to defend. So let's see if I can defend this. Doesn't look too good. My ally there is a little bit short on support right now. Let him move in a little bit more, because ideally I want to hit up some of these archer units and get away this wall with conscriptors and spearmen protecting them. I'm gonna make some Diablos, since they're more valuable, I think, in firepower than the Brummers in this situation. And by the way, he is the Uruguayan, so he can actually train immigrant units for resources, which is a lot faster. 2 Briangons. That's actually kind of useless in this fight, because there's no assault units in play from either of my enemies. So I don't really see why that particular line unit would be useful in this situation. I'm basically, for now, just going to take these villagers out and try to get some more military. Maybe get a market tech for my wood gathering. Because essentially in this case, I'm going to have to camp it out as best as I can. Try to balance out the chicken I'm eating and the wood I'm cutting, and hopefully get enough of a mass to really take care of the front threat that they're posing on me. And I'm also a little bit behind in score because they took me off of my hunts. I also don't feel too comfortable about going in this direction yet, because they control the map right now, so if I push out a little too far, I could very well lose most of my economy and end up throwing the game way too early. Plus, chicken herdables, they're not much different than huntables in terms of cavalry. So if you can keep a steady group of chicken gathering going, you may as well just stick with that so you can move out. I'm just gonna keep gradually building army here. I don't really need any sort of coin yet because there's really no shock units in play. See, the only sort of coin units that Haitians can really produce at this point is the conscripto, which is their line infantry or musketeer, or their artillery, the artisanal guns. And I definitely don't think we really need artillery right now. We just need a lot of skirmish. And especially these escapatero skirmish, which have splash damage associated with them. You know what? I'm gonna try to age up now, because if they go for any sort of spam of like heavy infantry or anything like that, I rather just have the option of going as escoltas. We could also start adding in these infinite shipments as well of machetros. Machetros are kind of costly, but if you use infinite shipments, you can get a lot more of them a lot quicker, which would probably be beneficial for me right now, because sometimes when you're in doubt of what to use, just make a bunch of machetros, since they mop up both heavy and light infantry in large numbers. And let me see here. Yep, I may as well just keeping the queue up on this. May even add another one in, since I'm going to be gaining more and more wood. Wow, it looks like these foundations really got messed up by the raising. Fire cattle, interesting choice. Neon goons, bio goons. These are really just foot dragoons, really. Well, they're considered line units, though. I don't know if they're going to remain that way in the future, though, since the devs might want to change what certain tagged units behave like in the game. Alright, so how much more to capitalize? Well, I'm almost on my way there soon. I guess just put a couple more houses up. Get my pop-up while I still can, and I'm not getting completely demolished by both of them. If I could get my pop-up to like, I don't know, like 150 or something, before they come again, I could be in pretty good shape to defend again. Another option too is actually to well, I would not go for Arabs now because there's really no reason to risk putting forward trading post wagons, so I think we're just going to try to age up quicker and just say screw it to the bill queue. You can get those Savites later. I'm going to just go full skirmish. When you can go full skirmish like this, it basically denies both their light and their heavy infantry any real chance of poking a hole through you. Now, light infantry, as you remember, are now called skirmish units, and in fact get their own tag now in the game. So when you see things like Sawars, Lanceros, or the Japanese cavalry, the Gunto riders, multipliers are going to have a skirmish tag instead of the one against all infantry going forward. That way we don't have to display any unnecessary malices to line units. We can just have the multipliers be targeted at the desired unit now. And also helps us help the devs classify certain units like the bike infantry a bit better as well. And other anti-skirmishers. He's going to be giving me a fort here for my protection. I'm going to really keep that under consideration when I'm looking to attack. Here's a Krupp steel cannon. This is a Culverin, so anti-artillery. Might come handy if they make any of the Huachas. I'm going to be upgrading my Escopeteros and also my Machetras now, because we really want to have that be the bulk of our army right now. And what does he have? He has line units, so conscriptos, Bremers. He went German immigrants as well. So I don't know if when's going to be the right time for us to make any sort of attack or advance on them. Probably want to do it sooner rather than later, because right now they got the economic. Well, it looks like Korea is really booming. Our Koreas seem to be outperforming, and then we're trailing behind by our focus in army. Yeah, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a bunch of Escopeteros and have a bit of a defensive line of the Machetras. Yeah, basically. That's what I'm going to do right here. Yep, pretty much. And then make sure we can defend. Well, it's like a Russian consulate, it looks like. Kazakhs, blockhouse has been built. Later on, can put a factory down. Well, here's the thing, like, since it doesn't look like, well, unless I get attacked, the next best move, at least to me, sounds like let's go for the third German wave, like, right away. That way, I can actually add a second fort on the other side, and actually, can get maybe even get a discount on my unit upgrades a little bit. Or I can, in fact, get the McCandle plot earlier. The McCandle plot gives my Machetras critical strikes, making it a far more cost-effective shock unit. Lands a lot of chances of just instantly killing many units, especially in large growth. Kind of becomes their main unit, actually, along with the Escopetero. Their royal guard would be the Kako, and the Machetras would be the Calenda. See, Haiti is one of only 3 Latin Americans to have access to Royal Guard Escopeteros that can be upgraded beyond the veteran upgrade. They're going to be going for my Korean allies, so looks like the right thing to do right now would just be start defending. I'm going to be building Machetros because they're going to reach there a lot quicker than simple infantry. Hopefully Koreans can stall them off a bit. He's got Gungdo cavalry, which are maneuver, which actually deal range multipliers against these assault units, the disciplined iron flails. By the time I get over there, I think we're going to be good. I'm going to come through this side here so I can protect his flank here and also protect his economy. I'm also going to put a fort up on this side to give us some line of sight and also to prevent any major raiding in that direction. So I'm going to take my shock and move him forward. We're going to take the shock and move forward and then force him out of here. Yep, wait a second now. Yeah, see, I'm getting a little bit stuck in my allies' infrastructure a bit. So let's just move forward here. Give his artillery some breathing room. Well, he doesn't have any artillery, right? Yeah, that's good. No artillery from the Korean side is a very good sign for right now. Okay, and now I'm gonna get them a candle pot, since it looks like... look at that! Oh, wow. Yeah, I can get them a candle pot. So I say let's go back and deal with this threat now. Looks like a new threat. Also build another racks and start thinking about getting some more chicken. Oh yeah, now I can actually ship more in machetes. It'd be even more useful. Because if these machetes get up against those archers or these conscripts, they are gonna obliterate them. Literally. I just want to get him out of my ally's base so he can start gathering again. Because economics is really important, so you really don't want to keep him off his economy for too long. Yeah, see the critical strikes? This is why the Macandal part is such a valuable card for the Haitians. And then the Cetro pushes. Yep, that actually mopped them up in half the time, it looks like. And eventually when I get the coin... look, he's thinking now, he's gonna be busy over there, so let's pressure him on this side, right? Yep. So I'm gonna say, you know what, no thank you. I'm gonna go right in for the kill here. Yep, these are splash units.
En avant. À l'assaut. En avant, oui. En avant. En avant. En avant.
Very good. Very good. And then we go for more actually more chicken. Chicken would be good. Well, as long as my ally can defend himself, I'm fine with just going home now and defending myself. I'm gonna make some more you know what's even better? Let's start getting some siege. Siege would be a pretty good idea at this point. Could even put up a foundry now. Nice new model. Complimentary of Zupe. So we can start sieging the fort. And once I can start sieging the fort, maybe then he'll go home. Maybe I can actually get some other food besides chicken. Get tired of chicken. Yep. Yep, let me put my forward mortars here. See if we can actually get a good range on them. If we're gonna have to protect these, you know. It's not gonna let his fort go up and smoke that easy. Yep, see, this is actually a wonder technology that the Koreans get access to called geomancy. It regenerates buildings over time by themselves, so totally for free. So it's actually going to take slightly longer actually to take down this fort probably than if we didn't have geomancy researched already. So yep, I'm just going to keep popping into this fort. Yep, the fort is down. Very good. Now I'm going to pack up and just wait out here. Wait till we can come up with a different strategy. Yep, more gathers. For the chicken, you know what? You know, might actually be a solid idea is actually getting some of these woodworks through woodworkers. Actually, clever name. These will deliver 4 Paraguayan woodworks that we can use to start trickling in wood. And also I'm going to start upgrading my actual wood gathering as well. And also should probably put a tower up. Start defending my flanks a bit, because this is where my food income and also my wood income is coming out. And actually, eventually we could even get some of those hunts down there too. Right now I'm just going to worry about putting my woodworks up right now. I'll put them right here in a defendable position. Put this one up here, this one here, this one here, this one here, and put this one right here. That's basically gonna give me enough wood probably so we could start thinking about maybe upgrading these to the Royal Guard upgrades for both of the units, the Machete and the Escopetero. And at that point, may as well start thinking about pushing. Looks like Uruguayans are hanging out here in the woods. It's got some auxiliaries now. The immigrant equivalent of a Swedish Beveringer, so it has more pike-like anti-cavalry and also more siege and aligned infantry, and it costs wood for him. So a lot of line infantry on his side. Actually, he happens to have like 3 line infantry, it looks like. So he has the Brummers, he's got the, does he have any more Brummers, or did he stop making those? I might have stopped making those. So at this point, what the solution appears to be is, I actually would like to, get my military and villager pop closer to 200. And then I'd like to cap it off with like 20 Escopeteros or Machetos. So, looks like a German immigrant. I'm actually going to take him back and put him in this tower, or at least somewhere back here. So they're going to be trying to pressure me forward with those big...
On September 13th at 1:15 p.m. with Dr. Karen Undercover at 900 Union.
Yep, okay. So I'm going to be pushing in forward. Pushing in forward now. Oh, these are maneuver units, so I have to be careful with my Machetos jamming locked up in those. Ooh, look at that. Looks like they're doing a good job. Oh crap, looks like too many archers. What is Korea doing, by the way? It looks like they're not really offering much of a defense. Looks like I'm gonna have to do a bit of the work myself now, unfortunately. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, this always becomes a precarious issue when you're in a 2v1 and you're basically doing all the defending yourself, pretty much. See, okay, I'm full up here. I do have an outpost in the back of my fort, so I can keep shipping. Oh, never mind. You know what? We're gonna need Machetos, actually. It would be lovely if I could upgrade these safely. And it would be lovely if he was already here. That would even be even better at this point. But it's all the way over there. So I'm gonna lose these, it looks like, because he's kind of idling over there, right? Oh, he's coming now, but I was just wondering where he was. Alright. So I'm just gonna spend my houses here. Try to spend them as best as I can. I'm better off just dealing with the Uruguayan units for now, since I more directly counter them. And hopefully his Tong-Tongs, the Korean anti-artillery, similar to a flaming arrow, can actually take apart those Those Hon-Yu-Po heavy cans.
En avant.
Very heavy bombard artillery. Oh god, I only got one. Now I feel like a bit of a clown for even getting them. I was expecting them to crawl up on me that easy. Yeah, he's not doing too good. Not doing too good. Just not performing. So gonna have to form a bit of a formation here. Do I have a fort here? What has he got? He's got arms. At this point, you know, I may as well just put some escoltas out. You know what I mean? Because it's the only hand cavalry I got. I don't really want to start putting my unique building down yet. Because I know I'm probably going to lose it if I'm doing all the playing right now. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Kind of just had to mop up both of them, which I didn't want to have to do. Let's put the Mississippi. Yep, here are the Righteous Fighters. These are a type of scout unit, so like a light hussar that the Koreans can make from their wonder and spawn them anywhere on the map. Very powerful ability indeed. So, luckily these Mississippi's can deal with the archers a bit. You know what? I'm basically dead at this point, so I may as well just concede at this point. Yeah, I don't think we can really do much at this point. You know what I mean? Kind of surrounded here with these shock units. If it weren't for the shock units, I could probably try to defend the archers. But, yeah, it doesn't look too good for me right now. Yeah, see, the problem is that he's training these Byonggyungs, even though there's really no call for it yet. I don't think he really, yeah, they actually don't counter these scout units at all. They only have the anti-assault at range, so only good against cuirassiers and machetes at range. They wouldn't actually counter these Righteous Fighters. So he's kind of wasting his breath with those. I would actually probably rather just make the spearmen or even the cav archers myself, because at least the cav archers can deal multipliers in melee against the scout units, and they have a good rate of fire too, which helps against things that aren't cavalry as well. Yeah, and Adri is also already Imperial Age, so he already out-teched me a bit when he was at my base, and now from, yeah, basically just that. Even if I stick around a couple more minutes, I was going to witness him going up to Imperial on me, which would not be good at all. See what Koreans can do for a bit of a defense if they try to defend. So he's got Disciplined Fire Lancers, Byonggyungs, anything else? He's gonna need something else. I don't think he really needs artillery right now. And yeah, so spearmen, archers, Righteous Fighters. So Lancers are coming out. Question, something I'm thinking to myself, are these actually, oh, so these are heavy infantry, okay. Because I know Abyss Gunners now are skirmish units to reflect their change in Definitive Edition. So these Lanceros won't actually deal any multiplier damage against the Fire Lancers, making Fire Lancers a pretty safe option right now for them. In addition to basically countering this entire army. Yeah, I think the problem for me was Korea was booming and upgrading way too quickly than I could deal with on my own. Especially when I was doing most of the defending this whole game, you know what I mean? They did go for a big attack on Korea at one point, but they mostly have been coming for me, mostly just to keep away the Escopetero and Bichetro threat. I'm just waiting right now, waiting for the perfect opportunity to push in. Which is probably going to be anytime soon. The Mayungyungs, the so-called... Oh, so since they're a mercenary now, this used to be a Serbia-only cavalry. Now anyone can make them from their saloon-style buildings. Interesting. Now, the best ones gotta be the ones that the Serbs get, because there's a growth aspect to them. Every time you send the shipment for them for the Serbs, they gain more attack. Like an actual attack upgrade that grows over time. He's gonna be making some flashes to spray down some of these units. Yep. So, yep. Here comes an arrow barrage. Yeah, way too many shock units to be able to defend that. On top of that, way too much firepower from the Uruguayans. So what immigrants did he go? If he went with the German, he went with the Polish, and he really didn't go for anything else, right? See, if it was me, I would have just went with something else, since the Polish hospital is kind of a useless thing now, since it doesn't have any healthcare kit. Oh, he made Pavlovsky grenade grenadiers. Interesting. Interesting. These ones still throw their grenades infinitely. I would say that's probably a good thing, since they cost exports, making them pretty scarce. Oh, he's already built his Russian factory and starting to pump out the steel guns. They gotta actually, I think, update this to use the new steel gun model that currently the Latin American factories and the European ones have. Yeah, it'll be nice when they update them all for this. Currently this model is being used by the nation states now as their sort of Culverin replacement to the Schneider gun. It's now called the mountain cannon or mountain artillery. Full soccer bulleye, that's pretty bold. And let me just double check. These are scout units, so they actually will not take range damage from his gunboat archers if he went for that. Or his Byungyuns. Total demolition. Total demolition of his army. Total demolition. Here's the thing. The Dangpa Spearman actually get a card. Let me see if he has it. Yep, this one here. This one actually gives them their own splash damage, making them good in both shock cavalry situations and even against other units. I don't think he has enough XP at this point to really be taken into that, though. He is defending very well, though. I just wish he would defend me just as effectively as he's defending himself right now. Yeah. So, Floridos, more Bremers, so auxiliaries. What can he do at this point? Not much. The score is lower than both of them. Just gonna be watching the rest of this and seeing what happens next. I'm still very surprised that even with 2 forts I couldn't even really defend that base much. So usually when you have 2 forts down, that's basically a sign that, you know, they're not getting through. I think it came down to the fact that I needed just a couple more batches of macheteros to push into that army. Or even could mix in some of the scout equivalents, these Englands. Yeah, if I would have gotten rid of all that artillery and kicked them out, Uruguay would have to go home at that point and just focus on Korea. The thing is if you can make it long enough in the game, your military will probably dominate the Koreans eventually. Because Korean units aren't really built for Imperial Age, they're more so built for the mid-game and also the early game. Oh, dynamite guns. He went for a Confederate town center somewhere. Where did he put that? Oh, here, Confederates. These guys are pretty powerful. These are basically the same as, I think, British rockets in terms of firepower. Yeah, I mean, what can you do when you have like 5 basic British rockets? Constantly. GG to that game. It was very well played. Very fun. Let's see here if there's going to be a rematch. If not, then I guess that'll be it. Let's wait and see. If there is a rematch, I will have to restart my game, in fact, because otherwise it will probably crash. Look at the post game as well. I had the least resources. Let me see. Was I good in any race? Yeah, I was really behind in economics. On account of being pressured so much. Military-wise, my count was better than actually the Koreans. My kill, it's not really. I mean, I think it's pretty good considering the fact that I resigned earlier. I mean, it's quite comparable to what the Uruguayans were doing in terms of kills. So I think, let's see. Any rematch? Nope. So I guess that's gonna be it for now. Just wanted to test the microphone to see how good it was. Hopefully I can do some more in the future.